how to create winning habits easily. My name is Joel Hakala. I'm an ambitious entrepreneur and I help other ambitious entrepreneurs release their potential, become the person who's able to achieve their business dreams. And as you probably know, habits are quite important part of getting things done, building your business, and you need those daily actions to get where you want in your life, to get the results you want. And creating habits, it's one of those things in self-development where people talk lot about it, and most people say it's hard. And I think most of people think about habits or try to create them in totally wrong way. And this same thing that I will now teach to you applies to habits, routines, and like goal setting. So usually what people do is they set a certain goal, end result they want. Let's say 10,000 euros sales per month, or I want to run 100 kilometers per week, example. The problem here is that it's just the end result, and if you focus only on the end result, you probably won't get it. Because what brings that end result is the process. How do you get 10,000 euros? You need clients. What do you need to do to get the clients? You need, example, to do sales calls or have some sales process, and you need people, reach people, example, make Facebook posts. So to get that 10,000 euros, you need to make sales, you need to get new contacts or traffic on your website. And now to do that, your mindset, your being needs to be in the right place. Because those mental obstacles, example about sales, will block you from doing sales. Same thing, if someone wants to run, let's say, marathon, and their goal is like running 100 kilometers per week. The process is running, putting the sneakers on, getting out of the door, and go running. And then they need to develop their mindset and being that, and so that they can see themselves being a runner and believing that they can run the marathon and they can train for it. Now, what's the fastest way to run a marathon? Start running 100 kilometers per week. What's the fastest way to get 10,000 euros sales per month? Start to post every day on Facebook, start to do 30 direct outreach every day, make tens of contacts every day. Here's the problem. You might not have what it takes to do that. Let's think about the couch potato who has maybe never done running, or it's years in past, and they're overweight now. Just running 10 kilometers per week will, if not kill that person, will injure them. They will burn out. And it's done, they will forget the thing and be like, I cannot do it. Same thing in business. As an ambitious entrepreneur, you have high goals, you have a lot of ambition, and you're like, okay, I start to post every day on the Facebook, I start to contact people, I start to do X, Y, Z, blah, 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 I start to do 12-hour work days, and soon you will find yourself burnt out. As my running coach says, train, don't strain. Consistency is the key for long-term success. And surest way to kill the consistency is strain yourself. Going overboard, burning yourself. Let's think about this. If for entrepreneur, posting on social media is creates fear and is like, what other are going to think, and is like raises a lot of negative emotion, is something that you are not used to doing. Posting even one single little post, or maybe putting your face out there on social media, is really straining. And it's same thing for the couch potato. Just putting the sneakers on, getting out of the door and running 1 kilometer might be like enough strain for starts. Doing more than that might lead to injury right away. Same thing, if you're trying to force yourself to do something that you're really uncomfortable, brings fear up, you can maybe do that for 1 day, couple days, maybe 1 week, but you will burn yourself out. We can push ourselves. It's a great thing in humans. We can push when we need. We can overcome obstacles, but it's not long-term solution. The long-term growth comes from the consistency and being close to the discomfort. Let's say that Coach Potato can run 1 kilometer per day without injury. Now, for first week, his goal might be running 1K per day. And then next week, maybe 1.5, and then 2. And that creates the growth. No need to strain yourself. No need to do hard trainings. Just consistent action every day. Same thing in business. It's like, if you're not used to working 12 hours hard and intense for 6 days a week, your first goal could be like, if I can put 4 hours focused quality work, and then I'll take time off, I will rest, make sure that I'm ready to work 4 hours next day, you will make more progress and have exponential long-term growth compared to that person who is hitting like 12 hours a day for 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, and then they will burn out, they will lose the passion to the thing. So the key to the consistency is to make the first step so small that you can do it every day even though you have a bad day. For the couch potato, it might be just like every morning, first thing, I'll put sneakers on, get out of the door. Don't think about the kilometers, don't think about running. If you hit the road every day, that runner or couch potato is most likely to going to run few kilometers during that week, first week. Only goal, only standard, only aim was to get out of the door first thing in the morning. But once you're outside, you might as well run for a little bit. Maybe you had a day when you didn't feel like it, you were tired, you just walked for 5 minutes. But then there was the day when you felt energetic, excited, you ran 2K. Nice. Same thing in business. Your aim might be at first, let's say, make 1 contact, 1 direct outreach, send 1 email, make 1 phone call per day. But most of the days you will end up doing 2, 3, etc. Now your goal was doing 1 every day, 7 per week, but then 2 days that week you actually did like 5 emails. And now you realize like, damn, I actually did like double what I was aiming for. And you feel really good about yourself. And then next week you're like, I already did on average 2 per day. What if I now aim for 2 emails per day or 2 direct outreach contacts every day? For that couch potato, it might be like, hey, I aim to go out of the door every morning. I ended up running 4 kilometers this week and I'm feeling great. I'm not strained, my legs feel great. What about if next week my goal is to run 2 runs of 2 kilometers and go out of the door every morning? Okay, I did it this week, I can do it next week. And most likely he or she will end up doing a little bit more and feeling excited and great. And even though maybe had a bad week, but still was able to do those 2 runs for 2K and you feel like satisfied. Like, I did it, what I said to do. It was bad week, but next week will be most likely better week and I will do more and then I will up my standards. And the long-term growth in business and the best growth comes from the exponential growth. People think as growth more like I'll do these things and then I will grow like this. No, the growth is usually exponential. Where at first there's not much happening, but then things start to click and compound and it's fast growth. In business, this is like you start by making one contact per day. Little by little, you're able to increase the amount, how many emails you can send per day, because you get used to it. You start to see yourself like, I can do this. Okay, people actually don't mind me when I contact them, when I'm not being douchebag and being actually a good person. I'm connecting with them. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm just connecting with them, making new connections. Before your standard is doing 5 emails per day. Now, you have done a lot of emailing, direct outreach. Now you are getting better at it. You start to see like who you should contact, who are the most likely customers, etc. So not just that the growth doesn't come just from you doing more volume, but you doing more quality. You are getting better at it. And also you are able to focus it more. Like if you're sending 5 emails, who to send those 5 emails, what kind of emails to send. So now it starts to compound. It's not just you going from 1 email to 5 emails. It's your quality of your messaging is 5 times. And your ability to pick the right recipients for emails, who you should send emails, is 5 times. So let's say in 1 month, you go from, I've never ever contacted anyone. I'll send 1 email, sending 5 emails per day and learning a lot of doing that. And now you're getting clients here. Same thing and running. Like to be able to run marathon well, most likely you need to be running at least 100 kilometers per week. You start by getting out of the door, increasing the mileage little by little by little by little. It's not just you increasing the mileage. Your running technique gets better, your aerobic system gets better, you start to get used to running, your legs get used to the volume, and the growth is like exponential. And like when you go, be happy in smaller amounts of progress. You don't have to push yourself to train every week, every time, because you won't run 100K every week if you have to push yourself every morning out of the door. But you build the momentum and the motivation by building your standards, getting yourself used to it. And then when you are running every day, skipping to running on some days feels weird because you are used to it. You are used to what it brings to your life. It's same thing. Once you get yourself that consistency to, is it social media posting, direct outreach, whatever it is for you as entrepreneur, you start to feel a little bit weird if you are not doing it, because it becomes part of you. You start to like it. You find a way to do it in a way that you like. Example, my own experiences with contacting people doing direct outreach is that first sending 1 Facebook request or 1 email, I sat on my computer for 15 minutes thinking like, can I do this? How I'm going to get over this mental obstacle? Then I did it. And at first, my messaging was bad. I was just sending them vaguely to some people who might be interested in what I'm offering. But little by little, I started to relax, like, okay, this is not a big deal. I have sent this already. I started to see like who usually responds, who doesn't. I started to find my way, like, hey, how do I do the messaging in a way that I feel good about the messaging? So I'm not just sending message, but I send a message that I think, is good message, they're most likely to, see it as a valuable contact for them. And then it becomes easy. At first you're like, oh, I'm reaching someone, and little by little, it becomes actual standard. You feel funny or weird if you're not doing it. Example for me, creating videos. I don't know even how many videos, how many hundred videos I have created and posted uh, in the past like 5 years. This is easy for me, I don't many times even think about so in detail how to what I'm going to say in the video. I have just the idea and rough like few bullet points or rough sketch in my head, and I start to uh, film it and then I publish it. No problem. Why? I've been doing it so much in the past 5 years. It's become thing like many times I grab the phone and film the video. Example, this video right now, because I feel like I have something to say, or I'm like, hey, I haven't been posting on social media for 1 day or 2 day, and I feel like I want to do it. I need to be doing it. It's become like part of like who I am, part of the what's the my way of doing business. And for you, it's important also to you know figure out what's the best way for you to reach maybe your clients, and then start to build it little by little. If you want to run a marathon, you need to run, get those kilometers in. If you want to make sales, get euros, money, you need to get clients, you need to do something to get those clients. There's several ways in how to get those clients, but figure out what's best for your product, best way to sell your product, which is natural pay for you. Is it videos? Is it typing, creating just Facebook post? Is it contacting people? Is it doing organic posting or paid ads? Whatever fits your product and your own style and your own strengths, and then start building routine habits, consistency, doing easy things, easy little things, easy habits. Make it easy, effortless, and it will grow with the time. Like less effort, less pushing, easiness, just do something, little actions, be happy. You get a lot of motivation from the fact that your aim was to do one email, but you actually did three. You get a lot of motivation. Good example for this is like this year's in April, in the mid-April, I hadn't been really exercising for several weeks. I had been really tired. And then I decided, okay, like I need to do something. I was like 5 minutes every morning, exercise, push-ups, abs, back, little bit something for the legs. I put my timer on my phone, 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm doing something for 5 minutes. No matter what I'm doing, what the intensity, I'm doing some kind of body weight exercises for 5 minutes. My arms felt really, really tired. Doing 8 push-ups was like, whew. I did that every day. And during the first week, I noticed like I went from doing 2 times 8 push-ups to two times 10. And then I noticed that some days I would do some extra exercises also. And month later, my morning habit started to be doing like 30 minutes of exercising. But my goal was to hit the 5 minutes every day. But I actually ended up doing like most likely on average closer to 30 minutes. And it just built on itself. First, doing those push-ups was like draining. I was like, yep, my hands are soft. 1 month later, I was like doing 12, 2 sets of 16, I think. And that was the limit where I was like, okay, I can do this every morning. But I started from 2 sets of 8. And in 1 month, full. So start easy and Make sure it's just something you do every day, and rest will take care of itself. See you on the next videos.